Hello, thank you so much for joining me, and today we're going to be doing crafts with mudlarking finds. You voted again for the next craft, and what you voted for was a way of displaying the dolls that I got when I went to Greenwich. You haven't seen the video yet. We have done a video. When we went to Greenwich, we went with Nicola, and Nicola took us to one of her favourite shops, the junk shop in Greenwich. Okay, it's a fabulous shop. So if you ever go to Greenwich, please look up the junk shop in Greenwich. A really fabulous shops. Downstairs is where you'd find all things that you would find if you were on bottle dumps or mudlarking, and the rest of the place is just full of all old antique things. Okay, so I went with the intention of purchasing one special doll, okay, just any old Victorian doll, and in the end I was given such a good deal. Okay, I bought 3. So you've probably seen them, but just in case you haven't, I'm just going to show you them. They're all different. Some have original clothing on, and some, like this one, doesn't. Okay, but it doesn't matter. Maybe dressing them could be a different craft show, but for now, craft program, sorry. But for now, I'm gonna see how I can display these dolls. Here they are. This is this beautiful one here with a very fancy little outfit on, and she's still got her little leather shoes. She's got leather shoes on there. Yep. She's porcelain up to the knee, and then it's stuffed fabric. It feels like sawdust is stuffed with. It might be. And porcelain arms she's got, as usual. Porcelain head. She hasn't got movable eyes, but she's got eyes, she's got teeth, and she's got hair. So she's not doing too bad, is she? So that's the first one. I actually don't like that hat, and I might not even frame with that hat. I might take that hat off. I don't like it. It's, no. So let me just see what she looks like without it. Yeah, I am not going to put that hat on. I'm going to keep the hat off her. I think she deserves to be seen fully. Okay, so that's the first one. Then we've got this one, which is a paper mache. Well, apart from the face is porcelain, but the limbs and the body are all, well, the body's cardboard, but this is paper mache. The hands and the legs with the original tights on and original, like, underwear, whatever that's supposed to be. But yeah, paper mache limbs, which makes it very light apart from the head. She also doesn't have a hat on, but she's lovely. She's got her teeth, and she's got her fall asleep eyes that close when you lie her down and open when you stand her up, and she's got teeth as well. Okay, so she's another nice little dolly with original clothing on there. Then we've got this doll, not original clothing, but still a nice little dress, porcelain arms. But this one is leather bodied. So after the porcelain arms, you've got your metal joints on it as well. You've then got leather, let me show you, leather arms, leather legs, porcelain bottom half of legs. I don't think those socks are original, but they're a pretty good replication of the socks you would have had on. But yeah, leather body, porcelain lower limbs, and porcelain head and teeth, and another one that has sleeping eyes, so that when you lie her down, her eyes close. Okay, I don't know about why that ribbon's round it. I bought it with the ribbon round her neck. I don't think she needs that. I might do something else. I have got some vintage lace that I might put over the front of her. Okay, just to give it a little bit of more of an aged look. But yeah, so there we go. Those are 3 dolls, and you said you wanted to see me display those. So what I've thought of is, but you know what? I'll display it. I'll display it in a frame. And I absolutely could not get a frame deep enough. I couldn't get one deep enough at all. So what I've decided to do is to get 3 of these frames, which are nice and big. Okay, let me show you. Nice and big, but not very deep. So my intention is of somehow getting them in here and displaying them in there. I mean, I could just have them like that, open fronted, but that's no good. It's obviously decorated. But no, I want them enclosed because I don't want to be having to dust them. So I've got 3 of these frames. I've kept the back from one, which is this board bit here. So I've kept the back from one. Sorry, get the back. Okay. And then on the second frame, I've got rid of both the back and the front. Right, so I'm just left with the frame. Okay. Like so. Then on the third one, I've just kept the front. The front, the glass bit. So my intention is, excuse me, getting very close to that camera on the table. My intention is, it's got all these like little metal things here sticking out. You know what you hold the back of your board on with. I'm going to get some pliers and I'm going to pull all those out. They have 3 on either side of here. I'm just going to pull them all out on all the frames. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get E60 glue. Sorry, E6000 glue. Because I really want us to, don't hot glue this. You need something substantial because it's going to be taking the dolls and, you know, the weight of frame on frame there. So you want something really, really strong. So I'm going to put the E60. Let me show you. I'm going to pull out these little metal things here. Just pull them out to the side. Then I'm going to glue on there all the way around with this. And I'll turn it round and I will attach it to that frame behind. Okay. Then I'll repeat it on that second frame. I will pull out all those metal bits. I'll just pull them out with pliers. Okay. Get the glue all the way around and attach it to there. Like so. So I will end up with, I'm trying to think how much these frames cost me. I am not sure. Not a lot of money. Probably £6 in the sale, I think. Okay, I think, yeah. So I've got three frames for £24. Was it 24? Yeah, I paid £24 anyway. Okay, so I will end up with a very, very deep, turn it around that way, very deep frame, which will be able to take these 3 dolls in it. Okay, right, so what? Don't pull the metal bits out of that very back frame. Only pull the metal bits out of those first 2 frames, okay? Leave the metal bits in that back frame because you need to fold them over to hold that back bit in. You see, those bits that just fold over. Okay? Right. I shall do that and I shall get back to you when all the metal bits are pulled out and the frame is glued together. I need a lot of space for this one, don't I? I just merely get these little pliers. That's all, just a little pair of pliers. Get it on that bit that's sticking out. Bend it up. Oops, sorry. And flip it out. Don't worry if you damage the frame a little, because the way I'm doing it, I will be covering it up. But we just need these little metal bits out. I wasn't going to show you and be pulling them out, but I just wanted you to see how easy it was to get these little bits of metal out of the frame. Okay, right, all those little clips are out. Now I'm going to glue this front one to the other one. So let me just sort it out 1 second. So that's the front. I don't want to glue it onto the back for that one. Right, also what I want to do, just to glue those in place, these little bits inside there, I just need to glue that in place as well. Don't want that sliding out. You won't see this glue, it will be hidden. Just put a couple of blobs in. Take it off with my paintbrush. Be a little bit more precise. Okay. Just to stop that slipping. Same with that. Just stops that little bit of thingy slipping. A little bit of wood there. And the same with the third one. No, actually the third one doesn't need it. The third one doesn't need it because the piece of wood behind it keeps that one in place. Okay. Right, now what I need to do is put some glue along that thin edge of this frame, okay? Just all around the frame. It's a big frame, so it might take a little while. I've got the glue all round the edge. You probably can't see it, but take my word for it. Oops, the glue is all round that front edge. And I'm now hopefully going to glue it. Alright. I can just turn the other one round the right way round. Alright, I'm going to glue it onto that one. Okay, it's very big this, so you are going to be missing half of it off the screen, but don't worry, I do talk you through everything. Right, I'm just going to place that on there. I'm going to try and get them matching. Let me just stand it up so I can get it level on the table. Poke that in. Right, I have that level on the table. I am going to cover the sides on the inside. Sorry, you can't see me, but I'm going to cover, when all three frames are together, it will be covered all the way along the sides inside, okay, just to hide it. But yeah, that all looks and feels straight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get that to dry first, and then I'm going to put glue all the way, just as we've just done now, all the way around the outside edge and attach it to that third frame. Okay, pretty much just the same as what I've done there, just attaching it to that third frame that's got the back on it. Right, I think, oops. Just going to stand it up to get that straight edge. Don't know why, but that one seems a bigger frame. Why does that seem like a bigger frame? Don't know. Okay, right. I've just squoze them together. Let's see what it looks like. Oops, oops. Oh, it's slipping. slipping. I might just have to wait. I might have to just stand it upright so that it glues like that. I know you can't see me. This is a very big make today. Sorry, I'm just having a look to see what it looks like from the front. I'll turn it like that so you can see. Okay, right. The frame is together. I'm just going to wait for it to dry before we do the next bit. Okay. Sorry, it's a very big frame and you can't see me very well, so I'll keep trying to turn towards you. But yeah, the basic idea now is I'm going to keep that flat. Oops, I'm going to keep that flat that it all sticks together nicely. Okay, I left this to dry, and in fact it's actually been a few days because I got busy. So that is absolutely solid now. Yeah, that frame is absolutely solid and done. So that's going to hold the dolls. And look, 3 frames together. It's made a lovely deep frame. Yeah, that's fine. That'll do the job nicely. And yeah, they were from Hobbycraft, those frames, I think. I think I said something like they were £24, £6 each. I can't add up. They were £8 each, so £24. So yep, I did notice it when I looked back at that little bit of footage. I thought, oh gosh, she can't count. Right, okay. So what we need to do now is decorate the backboard. Okay, so let's start with that at the top because that is the top of the picture. And my thoughts on this are, I am going to, if I can find it, I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to cover it in a piece of black card, which is in a safe place somewhere in this room. So just give me 2 minutes and I'm just going to go and find the piece of black card. Found it. It had fallen down the side there. You know what? I could do a full video on tidying this room. I really could. I've got all bits and pieces everywhere. Absolutely, they're all just all over. It's an absolute shambles. Every time I make something, pop the stuff down, pop the stuff down, pop it down. And my desk is full. The behind there, down there is full. Round there is full. Really, I really should do a video on tidying. It'd be boring, but I really should do a video on tidying this up. But we found it. It was over the edge of the desk. Of course it was. I bought this massive piece of card. Okay, so can't get it in the slicer. It's way too big. So what I'm going to do, my usual trick is I'll align the corners. So look at that, if you can see. Line the corners, line the edges. Okay, best you can. Like that, line it all up and then just mark it with your finger like that. This is very big, this, so I'm just going to move it out of the way slightly, but you know, you get the gist of the idea. Line it all up and mark it by pushing it onto it. Okay. With that edge. Make sure it's not moving. Don't forget with a box frame though, there is an allowance sort of for mistakes on the edges because it doesn't go right up to the very edge. So any little minor mistakes along the edge can get hidden. This is very big, this piece of card. Right, okay, so there you have it. In a very awkward and long-winded way, I have marked my piece of card, as you can see there. Okay, so I'm just going to cut it with my scissors. Oops. And knock everything over. Put it with the scissors and then stick it on there. Oh my gosh, could you imagine a video of me tidying this room? You would be amazed at all the things I've got for crafting in here. You really would. There's just not enough time. There is not enough time to do all the crafting. All these. See, look at that. That's fell down there now. I'll be there for, well, actually, we're doing a live tonight, so it won't be there that long. But normally it would be there all week. Right, okay, I've got my big black piece of card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach it. Willow's got my double-sided tape, so I'm going to use tacky glue. Tacky glue's a nice glue. I'm going to use one of these little things that I found. You know me, whenever I find anything like this, I just use it if I can. So we'll use the tacky glue. It dries quick. I'm going to cover a nice area. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the glue onto the board. Okay, I'm going to glue. Oops. Going to glue onto this board here. So be nice and generous. You can use double-sided tape, it works brilliantly, but Willow has been doing her art project, so lots of my stuff is disappearing. I do say she can use it, but it generally doesn't really come back unless I go and get it. Okay, so hopefully by now, if you remember, you will have watched the video of me buying these 3 dolls that we put up on the members page at weekend. If you're not a member, I'm sure it will come on normal viewing one day. Not sure when, because it's not really a mudlarking video, so you know, not many people who want to watch it. Right, do this quite quickly, I don't want it to dry before I've even got my card on it. Double-sided tape would have been a lot quicker, but that's what happens when you have children in the house. Crafty children. Right, there we go. Nicely covered all the way around. Line up the edges. Put my glasses on. Line up the edges. Yeah. Gonna sit something on that corner. That corner, popping up till it dries. Okay, so now we've got our black base. I'm just going to pop the dolls on. I am going to have to make holes in this, but I'm probably going to get Mick to drill 3 holes behind each doll, so that I can just attach some wire. I found my thin wire. Just going to attach some wire around the neck, because I don't want them to just stand in the frame. I'd like them to be a bit more floating in the frame. So what I'm going to do is just place these on here. Oh, I was going to get something else for her dress, wasn't I? Tell you what I'll do is, when I get Mick to drill those holes for me, I'll pick up some lace and see if I can just add to the front of her dress. It's not the original dress, but I just think it might give it a little bit of something. Right, what do I want to do? I want to do, I think, tallest in the middle, okay, and then these 2 either side. Just hold that. Right, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to see where the back of the head is here. I'm just going to mark it with a dot, and then I'm just going to go downstairs because Mick's here, so I'm just going to get him to drill. As it happens, I didn't go down and get them drilled. I saw these sharp scissors on my desk and I thought, you know what, I'll poke it through and twist it round, and I've made 3 holes in it here for the neck, for the wire for around the neck. Right, so let's decorate this back piece. Let me see how much of it you can see. So she's going there, she's going there, and she is going there. Right, you can see edges and corners. Okay, right, let's put some things in the corners to decorate it. Right, I've got these, I've used these before, little bits of stuff. Let's see if there's anything in here could use. There's a lot of it. Let's just get it all out. Right, should we, you know what, just throw it on and see what it looks like. Does it look okay? Don't forget, don't have to go right up to the edge because you won't really see the edge bit. Sorry, let me just get in the centre a bit more. Right, something over there. Just throw it on and see what it looks like, I think is the general idea here. Okay, I've also got, actually, I've just thought, what I've done is just thrown it on. I think it looks okay. Let me just pop these back in here. And I'll put the dolls on and see what it looks like with the dolls on. Okay, nearly done, sorry. That's lost. That's lost in the playroom. That's just fell down there. Right, okay, so sort of idea. I have got papers as well, actually, just looking over here. I have got this pad of paper with a, I don't waft it on the table, not the best idea. All sorts of different things which I could tear up and use as well. Right, let's rescue those bits that flew off. Right, so let's just quickly pop these on and see what they look like. Yep, that looks okay. Could put some more down there, maybe. Maybe, we'll see. But what I've also got, I've had these for ages. I got some wooden letters ages ago. And Mick made a mould of them. They're like all different sizes. The letters, none of them really match, apart from obviously if there's the same letter. So I've got a D, an O, which is a little. But these were originally wood, but Mick made a mould, so I've cast them in resin. And gosh, I've had them years. 6 years, something like that. I knew they'd come in handy one day. I used to use them in my scrapbooking. So anyway, we've got this. Just lift it up slightly so you can see it a little bit. Doll. So I'm going to put that somewhere. I think that will probably go in the corner there on top of those. And I wonder, a mould from the Frozen Charlotte, which video, unless you remember, you haven't seen it, Nicola White video, sorry, and if you're not a member, you've not seen it, but I found a burnt Frozen Charlotte. So, and I made a mould of it, completely burnt, but I made a mould of it in white, so quite a beautiful find that was. So I'm thinking I'm going to put that on there. That doll's head seen better days, actually. Let me just pick a different one. I think that one's gone a bit iffy. In fact, I could gild it. Or paint it. Or just get another one. As you see my crafting mind working. Oh. Right, let's bring the jar over. Let's see what we've got. I have a milk bottle. Sorry, I've got stepping over wires and all sorts. Okay, so I've got a milk bottle. And this milk bottle with a doorknob that's the lid, like you do. I've got a few in here, so let's pick one. A few that I've moulded. Oh, a plaster one. Oh, that little one, that little one, that little one. Right, yep. That is coming together. I don't want them white. Looking at them now, they need to be a different colour, I think. Just because everything's quite dark. So I'm going to paint those at one point. Gosh, this is turning into be quite good, isn't it? Right, let me just move these dolls out of the way because I need to get some more of these things on here. I'm going to start gluing these on. Okay. I shall start gluing them on and then I'll bring you back when I'm close to finishing it. But you get the idea. I'm just going to get loads of these things and I'm just going to plonk them all the way around. Okay. So I'll start off gluing them on so you can just see what I do. But then I will cut away and come back and I've finished. Okay. Otherwise that's a very, very long video of you watching me glue things down. So I've got my tacky glue. Got a brush. Let's get going. Unfortunately, when I knocked that bottle over, I also turned the mic off. So, unfortunately, there is no audio on this video, so I'm going to have to do a voiceover for it. So, please bear with me. You can see what I'm doing, and I'll just sort of chirp in every now and again. But as you can see, I'm just laying on those bits of cut out pieces of paper of all the written stuff and pictures from that pack of stuff that I had. I think I've might have more or less finished that one. Oh, I'm going to stick on these letters. These are resin letters that I had. They were made originally of wood, and I got Mick to do moulds of them, and it spells out doll. So I will put in those in the corner. Go, you can't really see it, unfortunately. Not only did I knock the volume off on the audio, I also knocked off somehow the side camera, so unfortunately there's no side camera view, and with this piece being so big, a little bit of the top isn't quite on the picture, so I'm very sorry about that. It was a case of either I don't show you this video at all, or I do this little voiceover for you, and I thought, you know what, this was a lovely make, so you can just put up with a little bit of voiceover because you can see what I'm doing. And that's me just with the E6000 just gluing on those little resin letters that I made that spell out doll. Right, and what I'm saying there is that I wanted to also add those little doll's heads onto it as well. Oh, and also those little pieces there, I thought they were glued on, but obviously they're not, so I think I end up gluing those on as well. It's just one of these makes that just kept going wrong, and look, there you go, I'm gluing it back on because I'm gluing that on because I hadn't actually glued those pieces on. You know me, it's not one of my makes unless I do something wrong. So this one seems to have been a catalogue of errors. There we go, I'm just filling that bottom corner with some more pieces of that ephemera. There you go, that looks better. Yeah, we've got the doll in the corner and all those pieces all the way around the outside edge. Right, so we need to put that down to dry. And I'm going to paint these doll's heads now because I didn't want them white. Because it's quite an antique looking picture, white would have just stood out far too much. It would have been too bold. So I just got some beige and just one little pot that I'd got on my desk, and just going to paint them beige. These are moulds of doll's heads that I found on various larks. I've moulded a couple of them in plaster and one in resin. I think the Frozen Charlotte one is in resin. And that Frozen Charlotte was found on a mudlarking trip with Nicola White, actually. If you remember, you've seen that video already. If you're not a member, you haven't seen it. Sorry about that. I might even paint the faces on these. Just give them a little bit more colour. I'm doing the frozen Charlotte one as well. Even though frozen Charlottes are white, I'm giving that one a much thinner coat and brushing that really quite thin on the frozen Charlotte. I just wanted to take that sharpness of the white off it really. But you can feel free to leave yours white if you're going to do something similar. Right, I'm just going to leave those to dry now, or probably use the heat gun on them. Heat gun is great for drying things very quick. It really does save a lot of waiting around time. Okay, there you go, they're dry now. Right, so I'm going to put a little bit of lips on and a little bit of cheek. Right, so I've got some red, I only need a little bit of this, so I'm just going to put a little bit of this in one of my desk containers. I've got lots of little bits on my desk for putting paints on. This was a little old ink pot. Just use a really fine paintbrush. Just need a little bit on the lips. Right, I think that looks okay. You've got to have a steady hand, that's for sure, when you're painting the little tiny lips on these dolls' heads. And now I've got a little bit of pink. I don't want to load my brush up too much with this pink, I just merely want a little tiny smattering of pink on those cheeks. It actually turned out really nice on those cheeks and the lips, the paint. It really made them stand out a little bit better than just a blank head. Oh, black. I got some black paint for the eyes. I was wondering what I got up for then. I got up to get some black paint just to put a little dot on the eyes, just to bring the eyes to life. I do show it to the side camera, but like I said before, unfortunately, I turned the side camera off as well. Or I turned it onto manual. I don't even know how I did it. I'm so sorry about that. But, you know, these are my videos. This is what I do. I make mistakes. Make mistakes and I leave them in. Rest assured that face looks really good. It's got a good cheek blush and good lip and eye paint. Right, so that's the 2 heads painted. I don't need to paint the frozen Charlotte, that doesn't need any detail on it. Right, okay, I think I am now going to try and place them on the backboard. Oh yeah, and then after we've placed them on there while they're drying, we're going to do the sticker for the glass at the front of the frame. You know me, I like to put words on the front of the frame. I'm sorry this picture is so big that you can't actually see it off camera. You would have been able to see it on the big camera, on the side camera, sorry. And I'm just telling you there, I'm hoping that you can see it on the side camera because you can't see it on the front one. There you go, pulled it down a little bit. As you can see, the centre, the side, the centre, and the other side, that's where the heads are, okay? So I'm going to glue those on there with the E6000 glue. And a nice healthy portion of that glue. I will probably help it along with the heat gun because that takes quite a while to set. It's good glue, it's nice and clear, dries clear, and it's very strong. That's why I used it on the frames, to glue the frames together. Right, so I'll just lip red there. Before we attach the dolls, I'm going to leave those dolls' heads and the frozen Charlotte to dry. So I need to find somewhere flat to put them because I don't want them slipping down. Now we're using the Cricut Joy to do the letters on the front of the picture frame. I want to put them on the glass. So I'm just telling you about the Cricut Joy, which you do every time I use it. It's a great machine, portable, and so very easy to use on the app on your phone. It really, really is. Very straightforward. So I've got the words already done on the app. Oh, I'll show it to the side camera. Sorry, you can't see it. And the words say, oh, you beautiful doll. So those are the words I've chosen. Oh, you beautiful doll, as in the song. So I hope I haven't given you an earworm with that, because let me tell you, every time I turned the camera off, I was humming that song. I annoyed myself with it a little bit. Right, so I'll find Joy on there, on the app, to connect it to it. So it's connected to the machine. So I'll go to all materials on there, I scroll down to premium vinyl. Because we know that works on that machine for that vinyl. We know it cuts it fine. You just follow the instructions on the screen. It's very, very simple to use this. So just put the mat in. It's just going to check it to make sure there's enough vinyl to cut the words out that we want. And then we press go. And the machine then starts to cut out the words that you want. Right, that's done. So I have a second lot of words to do. I'll come back when I've cut that second lot of words. It's exactly the same process. Right, okay, so I have started to weed it, which means take off all the vinyl that you don't want. I've got the second one to weed there. So weeding is just pulling off the vinyl that you don't want. So you pull off all the outer bit of vinyl and then you pull off all the middle of the letters. Yeah, and I've chucked that sort of in the direction, roughly, of the bin. Okay, yep, just getting out all the little pesky little bits that are left. I think I said I'm so unorganised, and that's very true, actually. Reading my mouth there, that's what it looked like I was saying. And that's the transfer tape. We need to use that transfer tape, if you remember, to get the vinyl off the backing itself. So the transfer tape picks up all that lettering so that we can put it onto the frame. And if I remember rightly, this gold was a little bit fiddly to get off the backing, but with a little bit of perseverance I did manage to get it off. Yeah, that was quite tricky, that's what I'm telling you there. It was really quite tricky to get off. I really had to rub very hard to get that gold on there. So remind me, if I ever suggest that I'm using gold vinyl again, remind me that it was very tricky to get off, and I might reconsider. Right, so I've had to cut it up because OU doll we're in a different font to beautiful, and it's OU and beautiful doll that's going on the frame. So there we go, we've got the frame. It actually looks really, really good. They've glued together nicely. It's such a big make, this one, such a big make. And there you can see I'm using the tried and trusted method of cleaning glass, which is my sleeve. Right, I am telling you that the side camera will pick it up if the front doesn't, but we all know that that's not going to happen on this occasion. So I'm just cutting these out on the backing before I stick them on. I just want to place them on the glass before I stick them on. I just want to place them just to make sure I've got a rough idea of where these letters need to be put on. There you go, I'm quite happy with that sort of placement there. Right, and I need to stand up for this bit. Just because it's such a big project, I really need to look to make sure that I'm putting them in the right place. What I'm also going to do is going to cut a straight line across the top. That acts as a guide for me putting it straight. I can sort of measure it against the frame that way. I've sort of put it to the frame and then parallel I move it down. Yeah, because I don't measure everything, I do everything by eye. So having that straight line really helps. This was also a little bit of a pain to get onto the glass, this gold vinyl. I think it's old and I think that's why it wasn't sticking so well. Yeah, because it was so old, that vinyl, I really had to help it along to stick on that glass. Normally you would just be able to peel that off. It would be a lot stronger. Right, well, it's stuck now. Okay, I'm going to cut that straight line as a guide for me to place it straight on the picture. So I'll just place it straight and then I just pull it down parallel in the place that I want it. I'm using this different method of using the back of the pair of scissors, just in case by some miracle that helps the vinyl stick. And it really didn't help that much. Right, I peeled that off camera because it was, you know, a bit traumatic trying to peel it back. Remind me, do not use the gold vinyl unless I really need to, because it's old, and although it does the job, it does it painfully. And it looks really nice. Oh, you beautiful doll. And I do hope you're not all singing that song now. Right, so we've got the frame, it's done. Frame is done, it's got the lettering on. I'll show you here, look. Oh, you beautiful doll. Let's try not to knock anything else over. It actually does look really nice in the gold, so it was worth persevering really, wasn't it? So I'm just going to pop that down. And now I think we're going to attach the dolls. You can see the faces on the dolls there, just about. That I wasn't able to show you in that side camera. Right, so we've got our 3 dolls now. Let's just place them on as to where we think they're going to go. And I'm going to attach them with this really thin wire. I'm going to wrap it around the neck, twist it round at the back, and then I'm going to poke the wires through the hole. So this bit, as per usual, is a fiddly bit. There you go, I'm just about getting them through. Or am I? No, I think he untwisted it. Let me tell you, it's fiddly, but it is well worth it in the end. There we go. Okay, right, we need to secure that. Right, so I've got some sellotape here, just some thick tape, because I'm going to put that on the wire at the back to keep it secure, really. So I do it in the most ungraceful way, obviously, because that's my style. There you go, it's on. It's good strong tape, that. But look what I've just spotted. Can you see what I've spotted? I've done it upside down. Did you see me say it? I've done it upside down. Can you see the hanger is at the bottom? Ah. What am I going to do? I'm thinking, what am I going to do? Did you spot it earlier? I saw it earlier when I was doing this voiceover. Don't worry, I can fix it. I can fix it because I have several of the backs, because I used 3 frames. So I merely just put an extra frame, an extra backing on the back of the frame, the right way around. So don't worry, it's upside down. You can tell from my face, I just think, oh no. But yeah, don't worry, I've got an extra back to the frame because I had 2 spare ones, and I just popped that on the back of it, and it hides all the wire and the tape actually as well. So don't worry, it all works out fine in the end. And it's not a craft unless I do something wrong, I keep telling you. So there you go. So I'm just wrapping the wire around this doll now to do exactly the same. There you go, that's pulled through to the back. So I'm going to do the same thing with the tape. I'm going to put the tape over. Stuck it on my chin, doesn't everybody? Isn't that where you stick your sellotape? There you go, just covers that wire and make sure it doesn't pull through. Yeah, just ignore the fact that it's upside down. Right, we can do the last one now. I think I'm just laughing at myself for doing it wrong. Right, so I'm just doing the same with the third one, just wrapping it around her neck. I do very much prefer that doll without the hat. I didn't like the hat on that doll at all. I will keep it to one side because it does belong to it. But yeah, I didn't like that hat at all. Right, so now I've learnt to fold that wire over so that both ends are easier to pass through the hole. There you go. And we get some more tape to secure it on the back. I think you can tell that it's going to look quite nice. When I first started it, I didn't think it was going to look as nice as it did, I must admit. When I first started it, I thought, oh gosh, this is not going to turn out well. Okay, they're now attached. Let's turn it over, see if we can show you. Make sure it's all properly attached. I don't want those dolls slipping down any. There you go. Yeah, I think I'm saying I can hang it on a string if it doesn't work with putting that back on. Right, so now we're going to attempt to put them in the frame. I'm trying to think the best way to do it. Trust me, it was really quite fiddly because it was so big. I think it was so big and I was just lacking in space. It ended up really being quite tricky. I think also what I should have done, maybe, thinking about it now, was putting wire around the top of the legs underneath the skirts, because the legs sort of flopped about a bit when I was trying to put it in the frame. So I tried a few different ways of getting these dolls in the frame. Okay, so I managed to get the back on. The new back, can you see how I've put the other back on the back of the other back? And now I'm just securing it. So now look, if I thought that hook wouldn't hold it, I would just like hang it like a picture, you know, with two eyelets and some wire between it. So hang it like a picture frame. But I'm pretty sure that E6000 glue will hold those frames. But look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, you beautiful doll. And they really are beautiful dolls. It's got the doll in the corner. It's got the two heads, sorry, in the frozen Charlotte. I think it looks really beautiful. And such a nicer way to display these dolls. Yeah, so I'm actually very pleased with it. And I'm so sorry that I've had to do a voiceover. It's not my sort of thing. But you know what? I think I've done really well. Beautiful thick frame made out of 3 little frames, and they look amazing. I'm just pointing out the dolls there that I've put on the back. And the word doll. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and hit that notification bell so that you can be notified when we put any videos up. And also don't forget, if you really enjoyed it, we have got the Ko-fi link down below which you can donate the price of a coffee to us, and we appreciate it very much. Thanks for watching, bye!